Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second panel discussion of the day. My name is Danny Gruding. I'm the VP of Marketing here at Creative Works, and I'm joined by
Russ Van Natta. I'm the VP of Business Development here at Creative Works, and we're really excited to bring you guys for our second panel. It's going to be focused on attractions and how to make right decisions. What are pros and cons of certain elements? How do you go through the decision-making process to upgrade or add new elements to it? And so with us today, we have Galaxy Multi-Rides, we have Cubica AMF, as well as United Play Systems. We may have Amusement Products joining us here shortly as well. If they don't join us for this one, we'll find a second session for them to hop in as well. But gentlemen, we'll pop around. Jack, let's start with you over at Cubica, and just give us a quick 15 to 30 second pedigree of who you are and what Cubica is about, and we'll move on from there.
Well, great. My name is Jack Seifert. I'm with Cubica AMF Bowling. We are the largest equipment provider of bowling equipment in the world. We employ the largest R&D team in the industry, a team of over 50 and growing every month. Our ongoing mission for bowling is making bowling amazing, so we can help out any kind of facility or environment throughout the world.
Great. Thank you so much. Mike, why don't you hit us up with Galaxy Multi-Rides?
Yeah. Morning, guys. My name's Mike Wincup from Galaxy Multi-Rides. This is our 30th year creating interactive action games, so mechanical attractions. We're the world's largest mechanical bull manufacturer, and the big thing that we've been doing, certainly for the last 3 years, is we're the world's largest provider of indoor inflatable theme and action adventure parks.
Cool. Very cool. Thank you so much. And Dave from United Play.
Hey, guys. How is everybody? Myself and my partner, Bob Kraus, we have had United Play for the last 5 years. And we probably represent almost every attraction in the industry other than laser tag, amusement games, and we kind of do it all, and we work with a lot of people that are part of this show and sponsorship, and I'm very happy and thankful that we've been able to be included here, so I'm excited for this. Thanks.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us, and let's dive into some questions. Danny, how about I'll let you take the first pick.
Yeah, so I think we'll just kind of round robin back to the beginning again. Jack, I'll throw this to you. So, the past 10 to 20 years, bowling centers have seen an enormous transformation. As we look at today's FEC model, how does bowling fit in today, and where do you see that moving in the future?
Well, I think with traditional bowling centers across the country or even around the world today, I think they're changing quite a bit. I mean, most locations you saw in the past were all league-based bowling locations, and they're now changing and encompassing more family entertainment environments, including attractions to keep people around in their facilities a lot longer, including the facility I'm at here today at Headpins in Fort Myers, Florida. So, I mean, they're a complete FEC, and I have Mike Cannington with me today, which will be in our showcase later. But that's the kind of trend that we're starting to see today. We're starting to see a lot more attractions within these bowling centers and them converting to that kind of atmosphere.
Very cool.
Excellent. Dave, I'll throw this to you next because you are involved in a number of different kinds of attractions. What to you are the most important factors that operators need to consider when they're researching attractions to add to their mix?
Well, I think the first thing is they have to really look at their demographic. What is their target market? And a lot of times that has much to do with the size of the facility usually. Smaller facilities, 5 to 7,000 square feet, normally are for the younger toddler type mommy and me places. Your much larger facilities, anywhere from 10,000 up to 30, 40, 50,000. Your demographic is going to be a range of young kids, toddlers, tweens, and even adults. So what you have from a standpoint of attractions are you want to make them available to all these different demographic groups. And I think how you choose them and where you place them in your facility is very, very important. And I'll throw one last thing in. I think oftentimes facilities are limited by the ceiling height that are in them. So that becomes a big factor in your planning and your choice for attractions.
Sure, absolutely. And Mike, what are some of the things then, when you have a client that is looking for a variety of the different pieces that you offer, and you're peeling back the layers of, okay, well, what's the primary demographic? What's the secondary demographic? What are some of the other elements that you really try to engage and understand what their vision and goal is in order to best pair them with the right attractions for what their vision is?
Right. Yeah. That's a really tough one, is getting a client that knows, they think they know what they want, and then trying to bring our experience from the industry and kind of educating them when they're so focused on maybe something so narrow, and just trying to open the door to possibility of, you may be aiming at, small kids, but what about, their brothers and sisters, and what about, what about that, maybe looking after them up till, teens and tweens. So I spend a lot of time kind of educating, really, as well as designing parks. Is a lot of my job is, have you considered this? Because the little ones are going to have fun more or less anywhere. And it's about how do you tap into those, different tiers of the market. So as with most things in this industry, education is a big part of all of our jobs.
For sure.
And Mike, I'm going to stick with you for this next question here. And really, this could end up going to all of you afterwards. Is safety is always very important in our industry. And what are the best ways for operators to provide experiences that are both fun as well as safe? Right. Safety is, I should hope, is key to everybody that's taking part here. But as a ride designer myself, it's the challenge of making safety being the primary focus, and then it's kind of twisting people's reality to assume that something seems or appears a lot more dangerous, and bringing that sense of adrenaline to the elements of whatever you're putting in your park, whether it be day soft play or, there's safety elements that come into bowling and parks like that. So, it's the focus on safety has to be a key for anybody watching this or thinking of owning or establishing a park or attraction.
Okay, great.
Something else that I'll just add real quick is we on every attraction we sell, we have a safety and maintenance manual, and we also have a checklist that we run through the client and vendor together at the end of the project, so that they're properly trained and signed off, and they really respect and enjoy this part of it, because they see how much we are involved in the safety action and what we're doing for them going forward. Very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that ties into what Rand was speaking out about from Safe Park in the previous panel discussion, was just, again, having, what sometimes it's a lot more about knowing what not to do or safeguarding them from common mistakes and things like that. So shifting gears a little bit, Jack, I want to throw this to you. So obviously Cubica does traditional bowling, but then you guys have also created mini and hybrid attractions like mini bowling in order to help maximize square footage and profitability. So what was the driving force behind that concept development for you guys, and what is the success that you've seen come from that as an additional offering?
Well, I mean, we had to look at the different market segments that are out there and try to conform to those segments. And there's a lot of different types of facilities that cannot do traditional bowling because of the length and the size that we have for the lane. So we came up with a 50% version of that, which was our mini bowling version, to kind of accommodate those types of locations. So you could take up half the square footage and half the space that you would have in a traditional bowling center in an FEC or any kind of a restaurant or skating center, trampoline park, any of those other types of facilities that may want to have that kind of attraction, but can't get the size that they want in that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, and just part of what all this is about is how do we solve problems through innovating and kind of breaking the molds and kind of coming up, one, it's a new experience. One of the things that I love about mini bowling particularly is that it's versatile enough where you can put it in a food and beverage area, still have it be part of the swipe card system that you have. You can do that with the mechanical bowl elements as well, from Galaxy. And so it's how do we take this known entity, reinvent it a little bit so that way we can tap into more excitement and more engagement. And so that way you weren't limited by, time and square footage are the two most valuable things that our attendees at this event will be striving to find balance with. And so that way, how do we break the laws of bowling physics? And then we can do that with mini bowling or something along those lines. And Mike, one of the things that I really dug about the mechanical bowl offerings that you guys have is that it's from the theming and the decor or the look of each of those, it can lend itself to younger demographics. It can lend itself to older demographics as well. And so again, not just being painted into one box. So as you guys are looking at this, what are some of the attractions right now that you guys are excited about, whether it's an indoor or an outdoor attraction that you feel is something that's definitely gaining in popularity, that works well in the current environment as well as normal times? Mike, let's kick that off with you first. What are some things that have you just excited about what you're seeing in the marketplace?
Yeah, we've done something. It's been postponed as most life has this year. It's been we're doing a hybrid ninja course for a customer in Montreal. So it's a mixture of traditional ninja elements that you'd climb, but also some mechanical swinging elements. So it's kind of taking the best parts of Ninja Warrior and Wipeout and kind of just mashing it together. So yeah, it's a little bit different, and it's really crazy to see. We have a preview video that I'll be showcasing in the showcase. Yeah, I think it's got some legs to be able to everything that we do is custom and modular. So if you can imagine it, we can probably make it. So very
cool. And Dave, what are some things that are getting your motor revving? Coffee hasn't kicked.
Okay. What's really seems to be something that's very popular is all forms of, as Mike just said, ninja courses are very, very popular. We've also invented a mini ninja course that kind of attaches to a soft play unit, and it's for the younger kids, and they have their whole little route that goes around. My partner Bob invented something called a glide rail, which is basically a zip line that goes back and forth on rollers, which has been a very, very unique concept. And we're also trying to perfect. And again, as Mike said, we've been kind of held up by the COVID. We have a attraction that's going to basically take kids across one side of the facility all the way back to the other. And it's not like a zigzag up in the air. And we also may have a possibility to have it be a non-staffed attraction. So those are, we're trying to break new ground. You guys at Creative are probably the best there is with that. And but the last thing I'll say, though, is that there are mainstays in this attraction, in this industry, that kind of fill a function. That's what Soft Play has done for 30 years. It's really great for birthday parties because you know that you can direct a certain number of children in there and they can go in there basically unsupervised. So to a degree, there are the mainstays like laser tag, for example. It's always going to be around, always going to be here.
Absolutely. And then 30 seconds, Jack, give me your take on integrating new technologies into bowling to create new markets and experiences for them, whether it's the crazy projection mapping on the lane or the new gamifications that you guys are doing. That, to me, is one thing that I've seen that you guys are just knocking out of the park. What are you guys seeing still strong momentum with that and going off like gangbusters?
Well, so far, obviously with our new Hyper Bowling product that we came out with, and that's like a video game on a lane, and that has just blossomed tremendously over the last year and a half. So, that continues on, and that will still continue. We just recently started a new project with our new flying duck pin. That's going to be something that's going to be coming up here real soon. We just started the first install this week, so. new product that is coming, but we're innovating all the time.
Well, color me intrigued.
I'm
I
really
like it.
excited with that. Gentlemen, thank you all for joining us. Everyone watching, thank you for joining us as well. Now is the time that you can transition over to the showcase section. Each of these companies is going to have their own individual showcases, displaying all the coolest and newest things that they're doing. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you all very soon.
Thank you very much.
Guys.